Most people who come to Weston think it's a typical Victorian seaside resort, and it is, but it's a much older settlement. Even the name Weston-super-Mare was first recorded in 1348, so it's a very ancient place. It was a little fishing village, farming village, miles from civilization, so nothing much happened. Death rate was about the same as the birth rate, population around about 100, right up until the end of the 18th century, where it began to develop as a health resort, with doctors recommending that people should leave the stinking stew pot of Bath and come to the fresh air of Weston-super-Mare. But that was in stagecoach days. The real boost came in 1841 when Brunel built the Great Western Railway from Paddington Fields to the Temple Meadow in Bristol, and then down Bristol and Exeter extension, which came to Weston. And that brought in the new type of tourism, day tripping. And that's where really Weston got its image, a Victorian seaside town and a day tripper's paradise. The biggest boost occurred a few years ago when the seafront promenade had to be replaced. There was a great danger of the sea overtopping the wall, serious flooding potential for about 5,000–6,000 properties, and the government invested something like £30 million to create a new secondary sea wall, and on the back of that a new promenade was laid. So very, very attractive seafront, £30 million worth of work, and suddenly Weston had an attractive new promenade. Then the Grand Pier burnt down, second time in its history, and that was rebuilt, that was about a £30 million job. So you could say the seafront now is looking pretty good. Okay, the tide isn't in as it would be, say, on the south coast, and it's estuarial water, so the colour isn't as blue as it might be on the south coast, but what the heck, everybody knows that. Had the pool, had the old Tropicana been demolished, or had it been maintained, it's doubtful that Banksy would have come to Weston. He was clearly looking for something which was down at heel, and his display, I think a lot of people didn't quite see the irony of it. Certainly a lot of councillors thought this was wonderful, bringing this artist to Weston, but it was rather anarchic, left-wing, challenging, very exciting. I mean, it brought lots and lots of people into Weston, and on the back of that, Weston is now beginning to think of itself as a potentially culturally based town. So there are plans afoot to create a new centre of culture in the old Tropicana building where Banksy was. So